pretty awesome. I want to thank everyone for coming today. My name is John Pleasance, and I'm co-president of Disney Interactive. I'd like to welcome all of our guests today, the members of the press who are here. I hear you clicking away. Our D23 members, our distribution, retail, and creative partners, and a big shout out to our Disney cast members, particularly those who've flown in from Salt Lake City and various places, who have worked tirelessly over the last several years to show you what we're going to reveal today. I'd also like to invite thank the global audience that's patched into the webcast in the back. Thank you all for joining. We have a lot to show you all today, and we certainly hope that when we're done, you all will think it was worth the trip. Before we get into the specifics of this announcement, let me simply say that we set out to do something special in gaming, consistent with the pioneering heritage of this great company. We aim to create a new, unexpected, and magical gaming experience for our guests. When most of us think of Disney magic and heritage, we conjure up deeply personal feelings and connections with the places, the characters, and the stories we all know and love. For me, I remember coming downstairs as a child on Sunday evenings, waiting to see that castle come up to reveal the wonderful world of Disney. I really love that memory. And from that beginning, my relationship with the stories of the Walt Disney Company only grew. Now, through the eyes of my children, I have witnessed the same relationship develop through new experiences, through theater, through cruises, and even the spoils of my daughter's most recent trip to a Disney store. I must say I'm not sure who relishes Disney plush more, daughter Josie or dog Bear. But for generations, the Walt Disney Company has pushed storytelling and creativity like no other company in the world. But now it is our time. It is Disney Interactive's time to meet and even push the bar of innovation, creativity, and technology to tell these very Disney stories. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of why we're here. We are here to announce Disney Infinity. Disney Infinity is a new interactive gaming platform. This product, for the very first time, will bring together the best of Disney's IP, past, present, and future. With Disney Infinity, you'll be able to go into the world of your favorite characters. Or you can bring these characters together in a world of your choosing to help them build and create and play in any way you can imagine. This is something that has never been done before with this kind of IP until now. Disney Infinity is not just a single game. It is a platform that will grow and diversify and improve with time. This image, this is Disney Infinity. The heart and soul of Disney Infinity is that you can play with your favorite Disney characters without limits. All of these characters together for the first time, ready to play. Now here's some more specifics on Disney Infinity. It will be global, and it will live across all platforms, console, mobile, and online. And it all starts with beautiful figures like these. Let me introduce to you Captain Jack Sparrow. Let's back him up with Sully. Let's bring the main man, Mr. Incredible, out. Come on, Sully, you gotta turn around and show off your face. You guys gotta look like you're playing together, that's the whole point. These figures unlock distinct, true-to-property worlds where you can rescue, scare, and battle to help these characters complete their missions. Each world has its own gameplay and its own storyline. We call these property worlds playsets. You can also assemble, though, your favorite Disney and Pixar characters into a world where they play together, again, for the very first time. In this world, you can play with existing games or environments that we create, or you can create your very own. We call this magical place the Toy Box. We believe it is this combination of gameplay and characters that will provide unrivaled variety and value to our guests. You are essentially getting many different games in one Infinity platform. These playsets and Toy Box will be full playable experiences for console and online, and there will be accompanying connected mobile experiences at launch, and they too will evolve with time to bring in full Infinity experiences. Today, we are announcing 3 playsets for our June launch, led by these leads right here. Monsters University, The Incredibles, and Pirates of the Caribbean. And there will be additional playsets at launch. Yes, I said playsets plural. That means, yes, there will be more than one additional playset at launch. And there will be over 20 characters and toys as well at launch. And we will continue to add more characters and more playsets throughout 2013. But again, I really want to emphasize that this is really what the product is all about. Look at this image and imagine what happens when this all comes to life. For example, who would win a race between Lightning McQueen and Dash? You got to know, right? Who's stronger, Mr. Incredible or Mike Wazowski? Who would win an elephant race between Dumbo with Jockey Mike or Abu with Jockey Woody? Who would win a sword fight between Captain Jack Sparrow and Phineas Flint? We're going to leave all these questions to you as they are yours to explore. Everyone is going to find their own answers and in their own way. This is the promise and magic of Disney Infinity. It's up to you to unlock the heart and soul of Infinity in the way you want to. It'll be unique for every guest. This platform, this Disney Infinity, is how we will advance the bar of storytelling and creativity at Disney Interactive by allowing you to play with all your favorite Disney characters without limits. Now I'd like to introduce someone whose fingerprints and imagination are all over this initiative. Please help me welcome to stage Chief Creative Officer of Walt Disney and Pixar Animation Studios, the Principal Creative Advisor of Walt Disney Imagineering, Mr. John Lasseter.
creativity was encouraged. And I loved playing. I loved playing. And to me, the playing was extremely creative. So I always say that, true play is creativity. And creativity is play. And it was so exciting at home because in my kind of playing, it became about stories and characters and stuff like that. And then there was this kind of juxtaposition of like the toys that you had and you created things together, It wasn't just you would play exactly with just my G.I. Joes, but then Lego came into it, and then Hot Wheels and all this stuff. And it just became this fun play, but there's always story and characters kind of involved in that. And it's interesting how that never left me. I mean, and I would get so lost, in the play. And that's where I do believe in the creative brain, where you lose track of time. And my mom would say, okay, your friend has to go home now. I go, we just got started. And she said, you've been at it for 2 hours. And we're like, what? And it was so exciting. It's that creative play. And I have 5 sons, so to me it's so important to encourage, that creativity. It is so vitally important. And I bring that to Pixar. I bring that drive of creativity and putting that first and foremost into Disney animation as well, and all the stories that we're creating. It's so vitally important because quality is the best business plan to me, and it comes from making great product. And great product can only come from if you're really having tremendously talented people and really supporting them creatively. But it's like those people started with playing and being creative at the very beginning. It's so connected, and I got that from my mom, who was an art teacher. And I'm so excited about Disney Infinity. This thing is unbelievable. Now, it's got this awesome history, I first started working with Avalanche. This amazing studio that does computer games and stuff. I mean, more than that, these guys are so creative. And we start working, I first met them when they came and pitched to us at Disney, for Toy Story 3. We had a number of companies come and pitch us with ideas. And these guys came in, and right away I felt like these guys are different, right? Because at first they pitched, okay, half of the game is going to be your typical game where you follow the story and you can do all this stuff. But the other half is, we just want to listen. These are toys, and we just want to let kids play. We're like, okay, I'm listening. And it was so much fun to kind of hear this idea that grew out of this, to have this toy box full of toys, and it's like they could do whatever they want and go anywhere and all this stuff and build stuff and change stuff, and it's really completely up to them, to the player, to do this. And I was so excited about this, and we had an amazing time working with these guys. And this idea was a bigger idea than we had ever thought. And so they said, we want to expand this. We want to make it so that we can have lots of characters from lots of stories that we've created at Pixar and Disney come together in one place. And I'm going, whoa. The one thing I can't stand is when you take characters from one of our movies, take it out of the story, and plop it into something and pull someone else in there. And I said, Mr. Incredible does not live in the same world as Sully and Mike. I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen. And I go, and so we started talking about it and said, but if you're playing with the toys from those movies, and it's just like Andy. In Andy's room, there's a toy box, and it's like full of toys from all different things, and they come together, and he plays with them all in a very creative way. We thought, that's something cool. And so that became the theory of how we started coming up with these characters. And so the design process for these characters, both within the game and these gorgeous little figures. D23, I do want you to notice how cool these are, folks. Even if you're not into video games, baby, you gotta have these. the nerd in me comes out when we're doing the reviews on this. I mean, you can see up on the screen this beautiful process of developing the Sully character in the sense of coming up with a design. And we wanted to come up with a stylization that you haven't seen before, that you kind of can see how it's a set of gorgeous, because we're so inspired by the gorgeous vinyl work that's being done in the collector toy market these days. And we thought, let's come up with a sense of stylization that's so appealing, but you can apply that stylization to every single world. And it kind of brings them together, yet you can celebrate the individuality of each of the worlds they've come with. And I think it's just, these things are fantastic, you know, and how beautiful these are. And worked with, you know, Pixar artists, Disney artists, with the Avalanche artists, so we wanted to get it right. We worked with, you know, sculptors and designers and story artists and everybody to get this to look just right. So it's so high quality in the aesthetic, which is really important to me. Again, quality is the best business plan. It is really important. But one of the things to me that's the most exciting about Infinity is the creativity. It goes back to that. Play is creativity, creativity is play. Is that it's amazing what you can do with this. You know, they call this, it's a toy chest that you have all your toys and you can pull out your play sets, you can just do whatever you want. To me, I'll almost look at it as a tool chest for creativity that we're giving everybody. And what's so staggering about this is not what's happening with it right now, but the potential of what's going to happen in the future. When it gets out there in the hands of kids, of adults, of creative people, in just getting lost and creating stuff, and creating stories and juxtapositions of things that we can't even imagine right now. That's what's so exciting. And I've never seen that before in any game, to this level of quality and aesthetic and beauty and fun. Now, the fun is so important to this, to me, because I love having fun in everything that I do. I mean, look at him wearing a Wreck-It Ralph Hawaiian shirt tonight. You know, I love having fun in everything we do, and we put it in our movies. But now it's in your hands. And the more nutty and the more insane that you can be, let's try it. Let me think. Let's put Buzz Lightyear's jetpack on Mr. Incredible and then fly him over. And it's just become, now you become a little kid again. And just the fun, let's build the tallest building and knock it down. You know, it's that kind of thing. My little boys, you know, we have wood blocks, and they love the most the tallest tower I could build, and they would run through it, right? And my wife would just, what are you doing? You're going to get brain damage, you know? And it's just the craziest you can be with it, and that's what this gives you. I've never seen anything quite like this before. It is so exciting, but it's with characters you know and you love. And you can put them all together in a way that is really exciting. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to just getting out into the world and starting to see, you know, things that what people will do with it. Because people are creative, and it's going to be really fun. And you're going to be able to, you know, like one-up your friend, you know, and you can take your figure, go over to your friend's house, and like show them what you're doing. It's going to be really great to share with us and show people and show off what you're doing. It's really fun. But to me, this is one of the most creative things in the interactive world I've ever seen. And I'm so excited to be a part of this. And so excited to really push the aesthetic, the storytelling, the design, the animation is fantastic on the characters. I'm really excited and really proud of this, and really proud of all the Avalanche guys and everybody who's interactive for this, and all the folks I worked with. You know, I worked with at Disney Animation and Pixar, and everybody's been involved in this. It's a true group effort with it. And I'm so excited to bring out my close collaborator, one of the key guys at Avalanche, who's really creative and has been a driving force behind this, to tell you more about this. Ladies and gentlemen, John Blackburn. So
So it is a huge honor to be out here, especially following John tonight, or I guess this morning now. And I wanted to go through how we actually got here today. So we started off this actually working with John, like he said, on Toy Story 3. So we created a pitch for those guys where we wanted to do this toy box mode. So like John said, the toy box mode was something where we wanted to do something a little bit different with a licensed game, and let you play with Andy's toys any way you wanted to. So when we worked on that game to begin with, we really went back. We actually saw these early reels of the film in, I think, about 2008. And we were really impressed by this whole idea of imaginative play, that, you know, you see Andy playing with his toys in those different ways. And we went back and we looked at the way that our kids actually play. So these are my sons and their cousin right now. And we looked at the way that they played, and as they bring those toys out of that toy box, and they keep changing the story that they're telling depending on which toys they're bringing out. And we kind of went back and thought in our own minds about those epic play sessions that we used to have when we were kids. And every single one of us had different examples of that, but we really felt like it was true for all of us, that that was a way that we created stories. And so what we wanted to do when we came up with the next game was to be able to go ahead and blow that out. So we started on a sequel to Toy Story 3, which was actually going to be more about Buzz Lightyear instead of Woody and Jesse's world. And we were working on that, and then John Pleasance joined the company. And when John joined up, he said, you know, what we'd really like to do is just blow this out to be much bigger. We need to think big. We need to think about launching a platform. Not just one game, but something where all of our games can fit into. And so for us, that meant that we had to combine this together with all the different Disney characters. And so we worked with John and his team on creating this idea that we could go back to that same foundational conceit in Toy Story, where all of the toys, even though they're a mishmash of toys, they all work together and it makes sense. So in working that through with the Pixar guys, we then needed to come up with a visual aesthetic that would actually make sure that all these toys could work together and be, in John's words, this cool collection that belonged together on my shelf. That's really what we were trying to get to when we designed the aesthetic behind this. So we've got a lot to show here today. That's the genesis of this, but I've got this really cool video that we've got set up to actually show you a little bit of what's possible in this game.